Well, let's get this party started. This is part 10, day 10, working on this 99 Jeep Cherokee, known as Krusty. Um, Only got a small load of parts today. I'll walk you outside and show you what we got going on here today. So, what we've got going on is I did change out the ball joints, called up yesterday because they sent the wrong ones. Called them up, ordered them, told them to set on the side, pulled them out of the box, and they're the wrong ones. What a surprise. So get back and matched it up, and this is the upper ball joint I needed. The other ones all had that 2 or 5 degree offset on there, which I didn't need any of that. Also, yesterday I had made up those samples and test fit them just out of some light material. This is the finished product here for the back bumper mount. So it'll sit into here. Provisions to tie it into the framework on the back here. You'll see all this once I put it together. Some provisions to put the hitch. This is made out of 10 gauge steel right here. Pretty substantial. I did go a little bit heavier with the bottom frame mounts. That's this piece right here, or not frame mounts, frame reinforcement, where the frame is rusted out right down the middle. I'm going to cut that out and I'm going to weld this to the bottom of the frame in there. And the frames on these are about 16 gauge thick. I made this 3/16. Give you a little something to weld to. The other item that I ended up getting is, because I didn't have time to make something up for it, I thought I'd save myself the trouble, and I was actually going to buy fuel tank skid plate. And this came from what's the name of this out there? Barnes 4-wheel WD. Nice welds on here. The design and the look is pretty good, but I am not impressed at all with their choice of materials that they used. This is 3/16 of an inch thick. A majority of the people that are ever going to use this on a Jeep Cherokee will never need something that thick. And the trade-off you've got is that is heavy. I mean, it is just so overweight. I mean, it's going to do a good job for the 1% of the people that drop it 2 feet down onto a rock. Yeah, I could see that helping. But for majority of people, there's no frickin' way that you need it this heavy. But I should have looked at the ad a little bit closer, because they clearly did spec out that that's 3/16 plate. 10 gauge plate would have been more than enough. 12 gauge plate would have been more than sufficient, because you got to remember, you've got this 3/16 plate and you are bolting it on to a piece of 16 gauge frame. Somehow it doesn't make sense. The other thing that's really disappointed in, everything on here is a razor edge. Nobody at this price point, you figure that they would have taken a grinder out and they would have broke these sharp edges on here. You got to be real careful handling this. So I'll do what they didn't do, and I will go and break all the edges on here and put some paint on here. Also, at that price point, I think we could have had some finish or paint on here, but they clearly said in the ad it was bare finish. There again, I was just in too much of a hurry, didn't pay attention, or had it been just as quick for me to make one of these up to what I wanted and have it done. But anyways, but overall, it is a very nice concept, and it's good. There's just a few things that I don't quite understand the reasoning behind on there. Maybe somebody's going to have to clear that up for me. So, well, I will get back at it, and I will get in there and start putting this front end back together. Like I said, it's Friday night, got a couple hours tonight, but then I'll have a couple of days that I can work on this thing and maybe get a roller going out of the deal here. So I'll get you back when I got something put together. Well, we're making progress on the Jeep here tonight. Tonight, so far, I've got one side. I got the upper and lower ball joints replaced. I also put in here, this is something new. This is a seal in here to keep the crud out of there compared to that plastic. So that's what this is. Pretty impressed with it. It's pretty nice, fits in there. I've got to go around. This one is for the other side. I'm working on that. But I did have one setback tonight, and that was I put in the upper ball joint, and it was going just a little crooked, so I reached up underneath there, put a socket in there, gave it a tap to run it up, and I split the seal, the boot on here. So head over to Pulaski, about a 20-mile round trip, call around, make sure they had one. So that one's all on me. I messed up. Should have known better. But anyways, stuff like that happens. I got the new one. So life lessons getting it in there. What I did is I went right at it with the U-joint press. Life lesson, just gonna take, I got the cap on here. This cap is what for the press here. And I just have that on here. And I'm just taking and tapping that and watching, so this is going down at the same distance all the way. Oh, you can see it's tighter here, here. So once I get this ball joint set in there a little bit closer with the hammer, then I'll put the press on there. And don't push up on the bottom of the seal and split it all like I did. Otherwise, $60 later and round trip to go get another one. But work on getting this put together tonight, and possibly even get the shocks changed out. And then tomorrow's mission, which is Saturday morning, is going to be upper and lower control arms and put all the steering linkage back in here, and then onto the brakes, because I got toe brakes, cut all the brake lines off. So anyways, are making progress. I'll keep pounding away here, one day at a time. Well, it's going together. My tech tip for putting this together is anti-seize. Anti-seize necessarily isn't for you, it's for the next guy, or you in a later life that has to take this apart. So lots of anti-seize. Anti-seize the bolts all up, anti-seize the hub here. I'll put some anti-seize on the shaft, and that way you'll do a whole lot less swearing the next go around, if there is a next go around with this. So I've got anti-seize in all the bolt holes here and on all the bolts, and that way it's a mess, and I've got it all over the camera and everything else, but it's what you got to do. So I'm going to finish assembling this, and I'm going to call her done for tonight. I got to get the bolts in the back, got to put the nut on here, put some more anti-seize on here, and we will see you bright and early tomorrow, and start tackling a little bit more of this front end on this on Krusty here. Thanks for hanging with me. Thank you for watching Alan's Day. Life is about making choices. Some things are already perfect. Some things you may choose to upgrade. this channel will show you both. Please like, subscribe, and share. Thanks again.